I'm so excited today to have my good friend, Cabinet Secretary Najib Balala with us to talk about, shaping African conversations, to talk about the hospitality industry. He's an amazing, amazing person when it comes to his calling for the tourism industry. And I think we have not had a better Minister for Tourism than we've got in Honorable Balala. So I'm really excited to welcome him here today. And I'm so grateful that he was able to spend the morning with the students of Boma. And so it's my real pleasure to welcome Honorable Balala to Shaping African Conversations. When you look at the sort of tourism numbers, you just said that it's not the numbers that really matter, but it's the spend, right? What are we doing to attract sort of the biggest spenders in tourism? What are we doing to
well, first, the numbers that we have is 2012 was our best year. Mm-hmm. It was 1.8 million arrivals that we had. Both through the borders and also through the air. 2016 we had 1.4 million arrivals, both border and air. Fortunately, in 2016 the numbers are down, but we have reached a 99.6 billion Kenya shillings. In 2012 we were at 94, if I'm not wrong, 94 billion shillings. You could see. It's not about the numbers alone, but I like to also bring up that I have seen Mount Kenya Safari Club.
Yes.
Mount Kenya Safari Club is building its own runway.
Everything.
Yeah. Its own sanctuary, its own animal conservation area, and they're working as Mount Kenya and Laikipia, so to bring jets directly from Europe and from elsewhere into that destination, which I want to encourage. Yeah. Look at Vipingo Ridge.
Exactly.
What we have is that we have its own runway, we have its own destination. So we want to encourage to give that. In fact, if you want to build an amusement park now, we give you even tax incentive to do that job.
But you've done quite a number of incentives in the tourism sector, like VAT. I mean, that's had some impact on investors, right?
Definitely. We had, in 2010, we introduced the tax incentive to build hotels. And that's why you see the hotels have been built in Nairobi. All the top brands, I know, Movenpick is coming, JW Marriott, Kempinski is already here, Crown Plaza is here, Radisson Blu, Sheraton 4 Points.
And Hilton is building the largest in Africa?
Tallest building in Africa, Hilton. Yeah, and all others are because of the incentive, tax-free, duty-free, and VAT-free. And also we have encouraged the tour buses. Mm-hmm. And we have given the tour buses duty-free for locally assembled vehicles. And today, recently, I saw some really innovative way of building tour buses, which is comfortable,
with Wi-Fi,
with Wi-Fi, everything, the new technology. So that is what we have seen. The incentives are working, but the fundamental, again, that product that attracts numbers is the beach.
Yeah, absolutely. Our beaches are legendary, right?
Yeah. So we have developed a beach strategy, and we want to develop this Swahili Riviera from Lamu to Lunga Lunga, and be able to identify areas. Diani becomes a unique Diani product, beach product. Mombasa becomes a unique Mombasa product. Malindi Watamu can be unique. We can open another one called Ongomeni, where is another beautiful beach, but again, no development there. We can open again Kipini, beautiful blue turquoise waters, yeah, virgin areas. And these are the areas we can open, and then Lamu. So all these areas, why we call it the Swahili Riviera, and probably getting another local name will be much better, but this is the vision we have for the beach. We need to have new hotels, and it's not just about hotels. It's not just about having a beach. You need to have add-ons.
Absolutely, it's experience, the entire experience.
You cannot just go on the beach and by 6 o'clock you are denied to step in the beach because it's out of bounds at night.
No, you can't.
Yeah? You cannot be denied to have a party on the beach when it's full moon.
Exactly.
Yeah? You need to have activities beyond just going to the
restaurant and
the sea. It doesn't work. So we have a strategy coming up very clear We have it ready. We're just waiting for time to roll out, and we will be able to implement. So those 4 pillars. And the enablers are things like research and technology. And then innovation and change.
And there's no reason, I mean, you and I were in Monaco for the SCAL conference last year, and the French Riviera, I mean, when you look at it and what we have, to be honest with you, it doesn't take too much for us to get to that, to having those kind of products.
Maybe I should share with you, hopefully in the first quarter of the new year, we are going to develop the Boma Waterfront.
Oh, great.
We already have the plans ready. I'm just refining the plans. We are going through the processing of procurement, but we want, hopefully by end of 2018, we have the Boma Waterfront in Mombasa to be another center or attraction for both locals and tourism. Yes, and this time we don't want to differentiate who is a tourist. We don't care, you are black, you are Kenyan, you are non-Kenyan. We want to give you the service and the facilities like any other visitor who comes and pays for that service.
Well, when you look at like the beach in Durban, for instance, and they have that incredible public beach there which everybody can access, it's such a shame that we don't have those kind of facilities here yet. And
that's why we have concentrated first to start with the waterfront in Boma Drive, and then go forward to the Bamburi public beach and develop it. So these are the plans we have. And then go to the waterfront in Malindi. We have beautiful receded land after the river, the Sabaki River. So all that receded land needs to be developed into our waterfront as well.
But government can't do everything, so obviously private sector are going to have to take the lead on this.
Well, we will create the framework, and we will work with the county governments. And also in my new strategy, which has been approved by Cabinet, is that we are going to establish 7 regional boards, tourism boards, which is a cluster of counties to be able to come together and develop a destination program
for their counties. Okay, that's interesting. But it just shows you that if in government you actually people put their minds to it, you can stimulate any industry by just seeing what people are looking for, right? Which is exactly what you've done.
Our intention, Gina, is to stimulate the economy. For example, we have realized that Kisumu, we have our own hotel as a government, Sunset Hotel, run down. The occupancies in that region is still small. So what do we do to stimulate? So we have agreed as a government, we want to build a convention center in Kisumu. So we call it the Lake Victoria Convention Center, so that convention center can attract conferences and more people to come into Kisumu. And then as a ripple effect, it will be able to excite the private sector to build hotel and to run them. That is our plan. We want to do the same thing on Mombasa Beach. Probably break Mombasa Beach, or we have a big land, build a convention center.
A new one,
So help the industry around you to be stimulated to improve on their product and service.
Kenya's done so well already in the whole conference area, right? There's a number of big conferences that have come to Kenya, and we only have KICC, which has its own challenges. But in spite of that, conferences have still come. So I can only imagine if you built conference centers that were modern and up to date, and people could fly directly to those cities. I can imagine, how many more conferences.
We have appointed a task force to develop on the MICE strategy. And that task force has presented this report. We are waiting to roll out the implementation of that task force, establishing an convention bureau, so we can have a bureau that can go and negotiate and bid for these conferences, but at the same time encourage through PPP, again, Boma's land, Bomas of Kenya. There we can have a conference center, and we will very soon in the new year, we will do expression of interest on a PPP project of how to build a convention center or even hotels there. But also within the KICC land, we are working with the county government of Nairobi to see how do we have an extension of KICC on the same land to allow more facilities that is required.